everybody. Come here. Come here. I want you to see this cool thing that I found. Look. It's a leaf, but instead of being green, it's red. Look at this cool red leaf. Oh, and look over here. There's one that's yellow. Oh, and here's one that's orange. And look, there's one that's brown. Why are all of these leaves changing colors and falling off the trees? Guess what? I think it's because it's fall. Fall is the time of year where the weather gets colder and leaves change colors and fall off the trees. So many neat things happen in the fall. So let's go ahead and start our story time with our story time song. Hands go up, hands come down. I can turn myself around. I can stand on one shoe. I can listen, so can you. Let's sit down, I'll show you how. Story time is starting now. It's time for story time. That's right, it's time for fall. It's our beginning of fall story time. Now with fall coming on, that means there's going to be a lot of changes around us. There's going to be changes in the trees and the plants. There's going to be changes in the weather. There's going to be changes in the animals that live outdoors. There are lots of changes that happen in the fall. And we know some of the changes, but what if you didn't know what changes were coming? Our story today is called Sneeze, Big Bear, Sneeze. And you know me, I like to wonder about my stories before I read them. I like to wonder. So let's look at Sneeze, Big Bear, Sneeze. We've got our bear here, and it does look like he's sneezing. But what is he doing when he sneezes? It looks like he's raking up a bunch of leaves. That's definitely something you'll see a lot of in the fall when all the leaves fall down, is having to rake up the leaves. So I wonder what is causing all of these sneezes from Big Bear and what that has to do with the fall or the autumn. So let's read our story and find out. This is Sneeze, Big Bear, Sneeze. The wind whipped through the autumn woods and swirled to the spot where Big Bear stood. She swirled the leaves right off the trees just as Big Bear let out a achoo! A sneeze. There Bear goes with his sneezes. The wind said, "Bear, can't you see? The leaves flew down because of me." Bear said, "Wind, it wasn't you. The leaves fell down when I sneezed. Achoo!" Big Bear tried to nail the leaves back using a hammer and some tacks. Can you nail leaves back on a tree once they've fallen down? No, Bear, That's not what you do in the fall. The wind kicked up and raced to the sky, swinging down low, then spinning up high. She said, "That bear knows nothing at all. I dropped the leaves because it's fall." Big Bear walked as the cold wind blew and came to a tree where apples grew. Oh no! What do you think Bear's going to do with those apples in the tree? Just as Big Bear let out a achoo! Sneeze, branches shook in a very strong breeze. "Oh my!" said Bear with an unhappy frown, watching the apples drop to the ground. He knew as they fell with a thumping sound that sneezing had made them all fall down. And there all the apples go, they're falling down. Did Bear's sneezes make the apples fall? No. The wind said, "Bear, can't you see? The apples dropped because of me." Bear said, "Wind, it wasn't you. The apples fell when I sneezed achoo." He put the apples on a branch of the tree, stacking each one carefully. All the apples fell out, and he stacked them back up in the tree. That's not what you do with apples in the fall. What do you do with apples when they fall down? You eat them. The wind swirled round the forest glen, dipping and whipping back again. She said, "That bear knows nothing at all. I dropped the apples because it's fall." Big Bear lumbered down to the lake. 20 geese rested. Not one was awake. All the geese sleeping on the lake. Just as Big Bear let out a oh no, a sneeze. Waves splashed up like a stormy sea. The geese flew off with a honking sound, flapping their great wings above the ground. All the geese have flown away. Did they flow away because Bear sneezed? I don't know. Let's find out. "Oh my," said Bear as he looked up high. "What have I done?" he said with a sigh. The wind said, "Bear, can't you see? The geese headed south because of me." Bear said, "Wind, it wasn't you. The geese flew away when I sneezed achoo." Oh, Bear, is he gonna figure it out? The wind spun round the autumn woods, then circled back to where Bear stood. She yelled, "Big Bear, I've had enough. I'm tired of this crazy, ridiculous stuff." Oh, Wind doesn't look very happy. Wind took a deep breath and let it out with a whirling, twirling, mighty shout. "I whipped the leaves right off the trees and dropped the apples whenever I please. I scare off the geese before they freeze and tickle your nose to make you sneeze. I do it all. I'm the autumn breeze. Huh. I guess maybe it was the wind after all. Big Bear listened and scratched his head. You could have told me before, he said. The wind's deep sigh shook the sky. Bear said, it's time to say goodbye. Uh-oh, better run, Bear. He ran to the safety of his den, deep in the heart of the forest glen. Suddenly the door slammed shut. Big Bear's eyebrows shot right up. Uh-oh. That startled him. He jumped in bed and covered his head. I know my sneeze didn't do that, he said. It's only the wind on a blustery night, so no more sneezes. And he blew out the light. So Bear finally figured out that it wasn't him that was making all the changes happen. They were happening because it was fall. It was autumn. The bear didn't make the leaves fall down, he didn't make the apples come off the tree, and he didn't make the geese fly south. But you know what? There are so many changes that happen in fall, and sometimes like Bear, it's hard for me to know what's fall and what isn't. So I'm hoping maybe you can help me. I need to figure out what the signs of fall are, because they're going to be starting any minute. So I need to figure this out. So let's come with me and we'll see if we can find out what's a sign of fall and what isn't.
Here are some yellow and orange and red leaves that are falling off the trees. Is that a sign of fall? Yes! Leaves changing colors and falling down are definitely a sign of fall. Good job! Here's a flower that is growing and opening up for the day. Is that a sign of fall? No, that's not a sign of fall. That's a sign of spring. Spring is when flowers grow and open up. Here is a field full of harvested pumpkins. Is that a sign of fall? Yes, harvested pumpkins are definitely a sign of fall. They grow during the summer and early fall, and then they get picked and used. Here is someone surfing at the beach and having a great time. Is that a sign of fall? No, most of the time you go to the beach in the summer when it's nice and warm. It's too cold to go to the beach in the fall unless you live somewhere where it's warm all the time. Here are some ghost friends with a jack-o'-lantern. I think they're getting ready to celebrate Halloween. Is Halloween a sign of fall? Yes! Halloween happens in October, which is in the fall. Here's a field, and guess what? It's snowing! Is this a sign of fall? No, it snows in the winter time. Not really in the fall, unless you live somewhere that's very, very cold. That's not a sign of fall. Here is a squirrel, and it's nibbling on a pine cone. Is this a sign of fall? Yes! In the fall, squirrels and all sorts of other animals have to prepare for the winter time when they don't have as much food. So squirrels and other such animals will gather lots of nuts and yummy things to eat, and they'll hide them away for the winter. Great job! You found lots of signs of fall. But now it is time to learn our fall song. Are you ready? Let's go!
Okay, it is time for our Storytime song. And our Storytime song this week is all about fall and the beautiful leaves that we'll see during the fall. Okay, so our song has some special movements. The first is our leaves are going to change colors. And so we're going to move our hands back and forth because they're changing colors. Then our leaves are going to fall down. So they're going to fall down from the trees. Then once they're on the ground, what do? We have to grab a rake and rake them up. We need to rake up all of those leaves. And then the last thing we need to do, and the best part about leaves in the fall, is once we rake them up, we put them into a pile and then we jump in. We're going to jump into our pile of leaves. So are you ready for our fall leaf song? Okay, let's go.
Autumn leaves are changing colors, changing colors, changing colors. Autumn leaves are changing colors all over town. Autumn leaves are changing colors, changing colors, changing colors. Autumn leaves are changing colors all over town. Autumn leaves are falling down, falling down, falling down. Autumn leaves are falling down, down to the ground. Autumn leaves are falling down, falling down, falling down. Autumn leaves are falling down, down to the ground. Take a rake and rake them up, rake them up, rake them up. Take a rake and rake them up on the ground. Take a rake and rake them up, rake them up, rake them up. Take a rake and rake them up on the ground. Make a pile and jump in, and jump in, and jump in. Make a pile and jump in on the ground. Make a pile and jump in, and jump in, and jump in. Make a pile and jump in on the ground. Autumn leaves, autumn leaves, autumn leaves, autumn leaves, autumn leaves, autumn leaves are on the ground. Autumn leaves, autumn leaves, autumn leaves, autumn leaves, autumn leaves, autumn leaves are on the ground, are on the ground.
Great job. I hope you have a fantastic week and a great start to your fall. I will see you soon. Bye-bye.